Maybe just a short introduction, Alvin, and then maybe Agnes.
Yeah, so my name is Alvin. This is my house. I live here. It's not a
Beautiful.
virtual background.
Yes,
It's a museum. So yeah, I'm Catholic and I run a museum and I run a family business called Bassets.
I am Agnes. I work in Home Team NS. My job is in the business of creating happiness and making people happy. And I love to watch movies. So this is really great for me.
So my first question is, which part of the film resonated with you?
The part that really touched me, of course, is when he had to tell them that he got to go. And that was really heartbreaking because there's so much that happened and they built that relationship through all those very intense moments, and it just made me reflect actually about the life of Christ, about coming in a very transient period.
I'm watching it like a few times already, and I took down what Joni said, right? Joni said lots of people hate anything that's different. She made this statement, and I was going to ask any one of you to comment and say, what do you think of this statement?
I think in the first place, when we think something is different, what does that mean? It's because we're looking at it from our own perspective. That's why we think something is different. But from the person who is deemed different, they may not know that it is different.
Because I think films bring out so much more. All these like even issues that we have with our own life, sometimes you don't know, and then we watch a film and say, yeah, I'm struggling exactly like that character. Or I'm a bad parent, like, when, let's say when Cindy was doing something or Jim was doing something, I do that to my kids too. And it kind of flashes out, and then you talk about it. Right? And maybe you're not the only one struggling with it. There are a lot of other people struggling with it. So how do other people deal with it? Okay, so I just want to bring up one scene. Actually a few scenes. The sister, right? The sister-in-law or the sister, yes. She keeps comparing, like, her children are like perfect, very talented, and then keep comparing the children with too bad this school. It's a good thing the school has a talented program. She said something like that at the soccer field. And actually, we do see that in Singapore a lot.
The scene that struck me a lot, or actually made me feel a bit guilty about myself also, is like the part when the sister kind of sabo them at the music concert in her house. So she was really mean when she said, okay, Tim is going to play music, and we all know Tim can't play music to that point. So when Tim says, so this is the reversal, the child becomes a ball of confidence. So then this mom is the typical mom that goes like, oh no, don't do it, you're going to embarrass everyone, I know you can't do it. So this all negative. So this kind of feeling is very typical of us, because we ourselves are scared, we don't have that confidence, and then we rub it off on our kids. So that was so typical.
Right.
She behaved that way.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing, Agnes. Alvin, since you're doing this project Intan, I know there's a lot of focus on children, right? So what do you think we can do more to help children to be, especially those who are ostracized or being bullied?
So very in summary, right, Project Intan was something I started about more than 10 years ago, where I had this crazy idea of bringing music, charity, and Peranakan culture all together as one. I think it's really listening. I think just listen, and kids are kids, right? It's to see it in their world. And I remember there was one trip I went with Ryan, my nephew. We were in Sri Lanka, and we had a car and a driver, right? And then there was some point that he kind of really annoyed me, and I said, "Stop behaving like a kid." He says, "But Godpa, I'm a kid." Right? And that brought it back to reality.
Which CST, so Catholic Social Teaching, would you link this movie with?
Maybe it's being together, solidarity. Maybe that's what, because no matter what they were each doing, they try to come together as a family unit. So even when the dad had a terrible time in at work, and he was so down at dinner, and then they came up with this thing to just distract him and make him happy again. So I find that very endearing. And even the part when Tim literally scored Tim. So I just find the solidarity, this being together as a family unit is to me it's very endearing, and it comes in, the theme comes in again and again throughout the film.
Yeah, thanks, Agnes.
I'm not sure which particular CST this is, but what stood out for me very much is how Tim was very non-judgmental. If you notice, he was very innocent, and he, as much as the adults had labels for different adult characters, I didn't see that in Tim. And I think that was, for me, what stood out the most.
Okay, I think there's a Catholic social teachings on peace, so that could be one of them. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna, I know we're already half an hour into the conversation. Maybe just to sum up, right? So what do you think is a central theme of this movie? Maybe sum up in just one short phrase for yourself. And then for the rest of you that's still online, please feel free to put it into the group chat as well. So I'll repeat the question. What do you think is the central theme of this movie, summed up in one short phrase for you?
Okay, I go first.
Yes.
That everything happens for a reason.
Okay, thank you, Agnes. And then for Alvin?
Well, I guess very much like what Agnes said, but quite cliche, but God works in strange ways. And if you trust Him, if you just trust Him, at the end of the day, right goal, wrong goal, leave, no leave, life goes on. Life goes on, and yeah.
All right, so thank you everyone for joining us, and a pleasure to have all of you, and thank you so much for the panelists for making time and watching the film a few times. So have a great weekend ahead, and take care and God bless. Okay, so bye for now.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Bernadette.
Thank you. Bye-bye.